Hi, I'm Trashy and today I'm going to be talking about radios, their use in airsoft and giving you a little bit of a review of the radio that I've just bought. So initially just about radios in general. If you're new to airsoft as I am, sometimes they don't seem very feasible. They also seem like a bit of kit that only the advanced players use and need. After doing a few rounds in my role as a sniper, I found out that a radio was absolutely vital to my role. It was only when a friend lent me one I kind of realised the massive advantage of actually having one. It was a particular game where we were advancing on the opposition team to take a base, and having that ease of communication allowed me to flank completely out one side, tell exactly the rest of my team exactly where the opposition were, allowed to cover fire them as they moved forward, and then they cover fired me, I moved forward, and so on until we took the base. This was all done very quietly. You'll find that a lot of the time the players give themselves away by calling out to their team or to their teammates, giving both positions away. With these radios you can quietly talk into the PTT button, and you can hear all the communication between your friends as well, so how they're moving forward. Snipers are often given the role of orchestrating movements and dealing with the team's advance and their orchestration on the battlefield. And a lot of the time you'll find that it's left down to the sniper, as you're sat back in more of a sedate position, to run and manage a lot of your team's advances. So having a radio is vital. You'll find that a lot of the setups for radios are quite expensive. Motorolers are very popular in the airsoft community. They're quite an expensive setup. You're talking about £120 to £150. And I started doing some research on Motorolers themselves. Was about to purchase one, and then the point hit me that what if I go to a site and guys aren't using Motorola radios, they're using something else. I also got told by one of the leaders of my team, of my squad, that some sites in the UK have a command channel to listen to on the radio. So if you're playing on a large pitch or a large field or environment, they have a channel that tells you about the objectives, tell you when the game starts, when it ends, also tells you if there's anyone hurt, if there's anyone injured, if anything's happened that makes you stop the game and put your safety on. So I wanted to be able to tune into these command channels. I was worried about the Motorola, so I was recommended a scanning radio, and after quite a large amount of research I found this. This is the Baofeng UV5R+. It's a fantastic little radio. It does absolutely everything. It works on both frequencies, UHF and VHF. It's £40 including delivery, which was another great thing about this radio. So I got it from eBay. I'll put a link in the box below, and I'll just quickly tell you a few features of the radio which really sold it to me, other than its price. So it has a thing on it called dual monitor watch, and it allows you to monitor 2 channels at once. So the idea is that you have your command channel on one and the rest of your team or your group on another. And what this will do is, if there's anything said over the command channel, it will jump to that channel automatically, and then if anything's then said on any other channel or another channel that you're monitoring, it will jump to the opposite channel. So it does this automatically. It means that there's no manual interference that you have to do with the radio. You don't have to play with it or toy with it. It means it can be tucked into a pocket, simply run your earpiece to it, and then you can forget about it for the day. The other good thing about this radio is its battery life. I haven't charged it yet. I've had it a full day out on the airsoft field, and I've had it on my desk scanning quite a lot. It picks up things like the Coast Guard. It will pick up any local airports and their radio communication. It'll also pick up if you have any security or bouncers or anything like that in your local area. You can sometimes pick up their radio. So sometimes I just leave it scanning on the desk, and it is still full battery. So it's a great thing about this radio. It's fantastic, and the other great things about this is the accessories that it come with. I mean, really, it's super cheap, and it comes with this. As you can see, I haven't got it yet, but this is a stand-in charger, so it means that you can, if you're listening to anything or you've got it scanning, it means that you can leave it on and sit it in this little dock, and it doesn't mean that you have to detach the battery like you do with a lot of the Motorola chargers. You actually have to take the battery off the back of the radio, so that's quite a nice little thing. It keeps the radio together as well, so you don't have to run the risk of losing any bits. Also come with this earpiece as well. Now, it's not the best of quality, and you can buy these online for £3 or £4, but the fact that it was thrown in with the radio is great. I used an over-ear military style speaker and then had a separate PTT button. Now these are expensive setups, they're quite large, they're quite bulky. The other thing is if you're wearing any sort of hat or face protection, having a strap that goes over and around your head can be quite uncomfortable, and it moves around a lot. So it was not something that I would have probably purchased for myself. It's just the fact that I borrowed it off of a friend. The other issue with that is that there's a connection then between your headpiece and your PTT button, which are bought separately, or you can buy them as a pack, but they actually connect separately as they do to the radio. So it's just another area where a fault could potentially happen. With this little earpiece, when I used it, I literally just tucked it in, you know, a bit like a bouncer has theirs, over your ear, and then you just run it down into your clothes or into your vest. It also comes with a super thin little cable as well, so you can literally tuck this through the mollies of your vest, and the cabling is absolutely secure to your body. You've got no chance of snagging it or on anything, or you know, catching it when you're removing equipment for your vest. This is the PTT button. It's tiny, it was super clear, and I think one of the cool things about this as well is I was using a much larger PTT button with a bigger mic, which meant that as soon as there was any wind, I was actually having to cover the PTT button to stop any wind from getting in, from stopping the communication, because a few of the guys couldn't hear me. With this, where, you know, it's got these tiny little holes, my friends were able to hear me perfectly, but at the same time I didn't get as much issues with wind interfering, the transmissions, and the guys being able to hear what I could say. So, you know, just a cheap little thing that was thrown in, but works fantastic. It's concealed quite nicely, and it, you know, it's all ready to work with a radio, which is quite cool. So that's the Baofeng radio. That's a few of the accessories that it come with. If you have any questions, then please feel free to ask me. I will be reviewing a ton more of my kit that I've got. I wanted to talk about the new Jack Pike stuff that I've got for my gun. Also going to do a review of my silencer and what that actually consists of. You know, I've got a ton more kit on its way as well, so I had a little bit of an order up yesterday, so hopefully I can review all that when it gets here. I'm going to do a breakdown of the gun too, and how to fix the issues with the hop-up. I know that that's quite a common theme at the moment with guys going out, getting into airsoft, buying these guns and having issues with them, so I want to help you guys as much as possible. I've also got a review of my vest that needs to go online as well, so stick with me. I will try and get all the videos up as soon as I can. If you have any questions about airsoft or any of the kit that I've got, please feel free to ask me, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers guys.